13 separate terrorist attempts have been thwarted, and over the next few days we'll of course review what further measures we should take. There will be an increased number of armed officers and armed officers across London over the next few days, and that's really important. Additionally, we're going to make sure we always review safety of all Londoners and those visiting our great city.
Sadiq Khan, we must let you go. I know lots of people want to speak to you. Thank you very much indeed for taking the time to speak to us on Sky News this evening. Thank you. Sadiq Khan, the Mayor of London, who has hurriedly organised the event that took place behind us just a few moments ago. It has concluded, but the crowd were told that they could stay for a moment of contemplation if that's what they would like to do. And as you can see, not many in a hurry to leave Trafalgar Square at the moment, gathering to pay their respects to those caught up in yesterday's terror attack. Continuing coverage on Sky News. Has been held for those killed in yesterday's terror attack, which unfolded less than a mile from here. Let's take a look back at how events unfolded over the last 24 hours. Ashish Joshi has a special report on the terror attack in London that sent shockwaves across the country.
This is a day we planned for, but we hope will never happen.
We know that we work in a building that is a target.
This is the day that we have feared would come at some point, and it has. United in silence, united in grief, and united in defiance. A pause and a moment to reflect on the atrocities that brought terror to the heart of Westminster.
As generations have done before us, and as future generations will continue to do, to deliver a simple message. And our resolve will never waver in the face of terrorism. And we meet here in the oldest of all parliaments because we know that democracy and the values it entails will always prevail.
The man who brought carnage to the capital was identified as Khalid Masood, a 52-year-old with a string of previous convictions for violence and possessing dangerous weapons. But although he was a criminal, Masood had never been convicted for terrorism-related offences. It's known he lived in Birmingham, leading officers to 2 sites in the city. This one in Edgbaston, and here in Winson Green.
Hundreds of detectives have been working through the night, and during that time I can confirm that we have searched 6 addresses and made 7 arrests. The inquiries in Birmingham, London and other parts of the country are continuing.
The fear that Masood may have been part of a wider group, or at least he was helped by accomplices to plan the mass murders.
There was about 4 armed police officers, including one in the van, and then there was about 20 normal officers in full gear, and then the 3 negotiators. It's just made me feel like I've lived in Birmingham for 19 years, and you just wouldn't think it would happen in your own city, like right next door. You don't know who you're living to next these days. You could be living next to anyone.
Islamic State said it was behind the attack, and the Prime Minister has confirmed the killer was known to the security services.
Mr. Speaker, it is still believed that this attack acted alone, and the police have no reason to believe there are imminent further attacks on the public. What I can confirm is that the man was British-born, and that some years ago he was once investigated by MI5 in relation to concerns about violent extremism. He was a peripheral figure. The case is historic. He was not part of the current intelligence picture.
This is one of his victims, language teacher I.S Were. American Kurt Cochran was here on holiday to celebrate his 25th wedding anniversary with his wife Melissa. He was run down on the bridge. His wife is still in hospital with serious injuries. Yards from the Palace of Westminster, panic, and then gunshots.
Is he coming? Back!
Inside Parliament, chaos as police and security staff react to an attack on the heart of government.
Get back! Get back! Get back! Get back! Get back! Somebody's under fire.
Outside Westminster Bridge was measured in casualties as ambulance crews and passers-by tended to those mown down by an attacker intent on a murderous journey. 2 people died here as a pavement. Others were injured trying to escape. A woman was rescued from the Thames after she fell or jumped into the river.
They were just walking as normal, and the first hit, even the second people and the third were doing, no one realized it.